So, welcome to Self Love Hypnosis, reconnecting and honoring you. My name is Rebecca Arthur. I am a certified hypnotherapist and a rapid transformational therapist practitioner. I specialize working with the subconscious mind, primarily with women, on reducing anxiety, increasing self worth, cultivating healthy and harmonious relationship communication strategies, and just helping individuals achieve their overall goals. So I just want to take a moment to just appreciate and honor you for showing up today for your self-love and your self-care. We're going to get started on what you can expect from this workshop today. So we're going to talk a little bit about the awareness of self-love. I call it the truth of self-love because the truth is that we are all born perfect, lovable, and enough. And then something happens that makes me feel that that's not true. It's always been true, but the mindfuck makes me believe that it's not true. So we got to get back into the truth that we are worthy and deserving of all the love and all the respect and all the connection. If you want to take a moment to pause this video, in a little bit what we're going to be doing is we're going to do minimal writing. We're going to write down what limiting beliefs we want to let go of, and we're going to write down what self-love beliefs we want to reinforce. Now, some people have a problem with the idea of writing down their limiting beliefs because they're afraid that they're going to reinforce them if they write them down, which the truth is the reason why I want to do the writing is because it's called an ideomotor response. When you write, it goes directly into the subconscious mind. But the thing is that when I want you to write down your limiting beliefs, not because I want you to reinforce them, but because I want you to become aware when they do come up. Our job, our goal is that when I recognize that sabotage, that excuse, that negative, destructive criticism, I can recognize that as the lie and then pivot and reinforce the self-love belief. And today in the hypnosis part of this, where I'm going to help you with this, and we're going to help you get really clear on the difference between what I want to let go of and what I want to reinforce. But the best way to do that is to get really clear and get really aware. So if you want to pause this video to go get that piece of paper and a pen, that would be a good idea. And then you can write down what self-love beliefs you do want to reinforce. I'm going to teach you how you can start to slow down and become mindful and aware of how to incorporate self-love practices into your daily life. Even if you're busy, I've worked with doctors and surgeons. You know, they're consistently busy, very high-stress jobs. I've worked with people in the Army. There's always an opportunity to be mindful and slow down. And so these are some of the techniques that I've taught them to help them reduce their anxiety and their stress, because we always want to try to reduce how much anxiety and stress we're holding in the body. If I don't, then the body as a subconscious mind will do it for me, whether it's through illness or addiction or burnout. Whatever it is, it's going to find a way to get rest, get relief. So we want to be in control of that and not let the body take over. How this changes your state of being. So Dr. Joe Dispenza, he wrote Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself, You Are the Placebo, and Becoming Supernatural. He is my role model. In all his books, he talks about how to change your state of being. And because of him, a couple years ago, I came up with an equation and I started living by this equation. I'm going to teach this to you a little bit later. And it completely changed my state of being. It changed my life, and it's made me a stronger, more resilient, more aligned person in my values. So I'm going to teach you, based on Dr. Joe Dispenza's work, how to change your state of being so you can magnetize and attract more beautiful, loving opportunities into your life. At the end, what we're going to do is I'm going to do a self-love hypnosis on the same type of recording. At this point, if you have a second device where you can put on some nice theta 432 hertz music, I would highly recommend that, to pause the video right before we're about to go into the hypnosis and just put some really lovely music in the background. I love playing music for my clients. Zoom kind of makes it difficult, or I haven't even considered doing it for this recording, but if you don't want to listen to music, you don't have to, but sometimes it's nice. I like to listen to music, but it's up to you of how you want to do that. How often do we prioritize our well-being in the midst of busy lives? I have found that in the rehab that I work at, usually what ends up happening, and not even just in the rehab, but in everyday life, like when stress goes up, my self-care diminishes. And I want to talk a lot about that right now. So the first step to self-love is just to become awake and aware to healing and honoring ourselves. So hypnosis is not about being asleep. In fact, it's about waking up. It's about waking up to our truth. It's about waking up to our self-care. It's about waking up to what I want to believe to be real and what do I want to reinforce and what do I want to focus on. Healing is feeling. So if I'm numbing out or avoiding or distracting or, minimizing my feelings, if I'm, telling myself I'm fine, what happens is the pain body gets bigger. And if I don't stop to feel, to heal, if I don't stop to take care of myself in stress, the body as the subconscious mind will do it for me, like I talked about earlier. So the second one is we are all worthy of love, respect, and connection. When we don't believe this is a true illness, disconnection and suffering can occur. So this was inspired by Brene Brown, a guilt and shame researcher. She has a beautiful affirmation called, I am worthy of love, respect, and belonging. And I lived my life to believing that. And one day I realized that I was sacrificing my love and respect to get belonging. So I changed it, and now I changed it to I am worthy of love, respect, and connection, because you can't sacrifice love and respect to get connection. So when we don't believe this is true, illness and disconnection and suffering can occur. So Dr. Gabor Mate, in his book, When the Body Says No, he did a study, or he wrote about a study, I can't remember, that illness is caused by 80% of stress that happens in our life. So whatever stresses that are going on that I'm not handling, that I'm not taking care of myself, illness can happen, and disconnection from our loved ones and disconnection from the truth of who I am can occur. And again, that pain body can get so big that it's really hard to soften into it and to give it the love that it needs. Some say it's selfish to love myself, that I don't have the time or I don't know how. And I get this a lot. It's selfish to love myself. If I take care of myself, how am I going to take care of others? If you don't take care of yourself, how are you going to take care of others? That's the thing. If I'm running on empty, then even if I do show up for other people, but I'm running on empty, I'm going to be showing up in anxiety and burnout and resentment and anger, and that's going to kill intimacy. I don't have the time. Again, when stress goes up, my self-care, my self-love diminishes or becomes extinct. I have to make the time. I do this whole thing called the Magic 30. 30 minutes after I wake up and 30 minutes before I go to sleep, that is my time to just give myself what I'm needing. Maybe it's writing affirmations or putting my hand on my heart or deep breathing. I have to make me time. If I don't make me time, I experience burnout, and then I can't show up for all the things I have to do. That's the thing about burnout. If I don't take care of myself now, then I'm going to have to take a longer time out of my life to do all the things I couldn't do. So it's really important that we take care of ourselves, as much as we can every single day. Or I don't know how. This is why we're doing this group. This is why you're here, is if you don't know how, I'm going to give you all the awareness you need to get started. And it's all going to start with that baby step. Always meet yourself where you're at. If you don't feel like you love yourself today, I want you to know you're not alone. A lot of people feel that way. But one of the little baby steps that helped me was when I slowed down and I started to recognize, okay, every single time I drink a water, I'm taking care of myself. Okay, in the last few minutes, no one yelled at me. I could be grateful for that. You just make it really small, and you just start to notice the ways that you do care about yourself and the ways that you can be grateful, and you just bring it way back down to the present moment. Again, our self-love is our truth. Anything else is a lie. So as long as you stop shaming ourselves, then we can start to have our self-love flourish. But if I don't learn to honor and love myself, I will hurt myself and others. It's very true. So hurt people. When I do not feel and acknowledge the truth of what is happening for me, if I don't get really honest and courageous about going into that pain body and asking what's going on, that pain body is going to attract other people, and my hurt is going to connect to their hurt, and then we're going to hurt each other. And it's completely subconscious, by the way. So we really want to slow down. We really want to love ourselves. We really want to bring in that practice of gentleness, compassion, and understanding. We really need to we need to soften the body, and really practice that gentleness, patience, compassion, because if I don't, I'm going to end up hurting people I love and care about. And it's usually the people I love and care about that end up getting hurt because they're the people I feel safest with. So self-love is that practice of gentleness, compassion, understanding, and it takes intention to cultivate, especially because we live in a go, go, go world. That's everything. Our society is built on survival mode. Next thing. I got to go harder. I got to go stronger. Go, go, go. Next thing. It's a very doing masculine energy. And what happens is if I go too much in that masculine energy, I get burnt out and I go way into my feminine, which is just that, extreme of I can't do it. It's too hard. I can turn into that damsel mentality. So we really want to be in the balance. So one of the affirmations that I came up with this mindset of, yes, I like to be on the go. I honey badger my life, but I don't want to get burnt out to the point where I just say, screw it all. Who cares? What's the point, right? We want to avoid both of those all or nothing cognitive distortions. So what I do is I say to myself, okay, in the busyness of my life, who am I being? Amongst all the doing, who am I being? Because when I can take care of my being, I can take care of all the things I need to do. I won't get burnt out, okay? And I won't give up on my dreams and my goals. I'll just be a little softer about it. You can honey badger the crap out of anything you want, but take care of your being or you're going to get burnt out. So here's this writing assignment we're going to be talking about today. Is we're going to set that intention of what limiting belief you want to let go of today. So what is a limiting belief about yourself you'd like to let go today? And I wrote some examples of limiting beliefs. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over these examples with you. And then what you can do is you can pause this video and write down a limiting belief for you. So some examples of limiting beliefs that you might want to let go of are boundaries or self-care are mean and selfish. There's a lot of guilt when we come to boundaries. Boundaries are just the ability to say no and to get clear on what's okay and what's not okay. And a lot of people have guilt and fear about this. We're afraid of backlash. And so it might be that because I don't set boundaries or I don't practice self-care, I do experience that burnout, that anxiety, that overwhelm, that resentment. And what happens is that it will actually kill my intimacy and relationship. And so we really want to let go of this idea that boundaries or self-care are mean, or I'm a bad person if I say no, or, whatever beliefs I have about boundaries and self-care that come up, any type of resistance or any type of fears or any type of guilt or shame, that's the thing we want to write about. That's the thing that's the sabotage working against us to try to keep us the same. Perfectionism. I have to be perfect and on, or I'm burnt out and completely off. That's what I was talking about, the extreme masculine and feminine energies that live within ourselves. So if we have a tendency to be perfect, right, we might find ourselves actually getting stuck on our projects. We might actually have no creative drive, because creativity is all about that flow and that being imperfect and being unique. But perfectionism is an unrealistic standard that is just honestly judgment and criticism. So I find this with a lot of creatives who get writer's block or who can't make that song or can't write that poem because they're so busy criticizing themselves about how it's not good enough. And so we really want to work on letting go of that belief, the belief that I have to be perfect, that I have to be on, or the fuck it. Who cares? What's the point? Every time I try, it doesn't even matter. So I might as well just completely give up. So we really want to become aware of letting go of these beliefs. Any belief that comes up, this is a fundamental universal belief of the I am not enough. I work a lot on this. I am not enough. I'm not lovable enough. I'm not smart enough. I'm not capable enough. I'm not strong enough. Or I'm not even good enough to do blank. What thoughts or feelings come up when you think about your desire and the obstacle that comes with it? What thoughts and feelings come up when you think about what you want or how you feel about yourself? What fear thoughts or what excuses come up? Because it might be that I'm not good enough, lovable enough, smart enough, whatever, to do or have or experience. Sabotage. Everything we're talking about right now is sabotage. Sabotage. I make excuse and betray myself because I'm afraid of blank. Sabotage. So there's a survival archetype called the saboteur, and it's a survival archetype because we all have it. And basically, it's a state of homeostasis that keeps us the same. It keeps us in our comfort zone. So whatever is keeping you in your comfort zone from making it so I can't go after, I can't experience, I'm finding myself, not doing what I really want to do, that's your sabotage. So getting really clear on how your sabotage shows up, what are the thoughts, what are the feelings, what are the experiences that you're having is going to be your sabotage. Shame. Shame is huge. Shame is I am unworthy of love, respect, and connection. Because of this, I hate myself, I disrespect myself, or I betray myself, and I disconnect from the people I love and myself. Shame is huge. Shame, I believe, is one of the root reasons, the cause of addiction. And perfectionism, shame is a root cause. So if you find yourself in guilt or shame about certain things, that might be something you want to write about to let go of today. I'm defined by my past mistakes. This is just who I am. No, this is not just who you are. This is a story that you're telling yourself because that's your comfort zone. That's one of the greatest things that I think people say is just, well, it's just who I am. No, you're just holding on to that identity because you don't know another way of being and it's vulnerable. Maybe that's something you want to let go of. Maybe by just saying, well, this is just the way it is. Maybe it doesn't need to be that way. Maybe you can start to shift your perspective in a different way, and maybe that's the belief we need to let go of today. I can't be happy until I achieve. This was me years ago. I couldn't be happy until I won the lottery. I couldn't be happy until I got the house. I couldn't be happy until I moved to Santa Barbara. All these things that came up for me, and I refused to be happy in the present moment until I achieved something outside of myself. And boy, was that a hard lesson to learn. And I realized that will ultimately lead to complete misery, anger, resentment, all these things. So we really want to let go of those limiting beliefs. So go ahead and pause this video now. Write about those limiting beliefs you want to let go of. And now we're going to focus on setting an intention for self-love and truth, which again, self-love is truth. What is an intention you would like to reinforce? How can you connect and honor and love yourself? So again, I'm going to go through these examples of self-love, and then at the end of this, I'm going to have you write down what self-love beliefs you would like to reinforce. Again, this is going to be part of the hypnosis journey of today. That's why it's so powerful, is we're really going to take out those limiting beliefs and reinforce self-love beliefs, and then your job going forward is going to be nurturing these self-love beliefs. So I become aware of destructive, harmful, judgmental self-talk and pivot to affirmations like I am enough, I am worthy, I am capable, and I am strong. The reason why I wrote this is because depression is actually destructive, negative, harmful, judgmental things we say to ourselves over and over and over again. And it actually creates heaviness within our body, and it makes it hard to do anything. So when you find yourself saying destructive, harmful things to yourself, this is the opportunity to recognize it by writing down those negative self-talk and then pivoting to your affirmations. You know what? I am enough. I am worthy. I can do this because I will do this. I am capable. That's not me. I'm okay. It's going to be okay because I'm going to make it okay. You want to write down an affirmation every day so you focus your thoughts on what you want to create that's true rather than focusing on the negative. Boundaries are honest, loving, and kind for myself and others. This can be a really healthy thing to reinforce if you are someone struggling with boundaries. Boundaries actually save intimate relationships. Boundaries are respectful of myself and the other person, because when I have boundaries, I respect other people's boundaries. And it's really saying, you know what, I love you so much and I honor you so much, but I'm gonna be honest, that's not gonna work for me. Or please don't talk to me that way. And what you're doing is you're setting the table of how you do want to be treated in a relationship. I am practicing slowing down, checking in with myself, and self-soothing. So this is kind of that integration practice of how we're going to create those self-love beliefs. So each and every time I go to the bathroom, I do this little exercise. Bathroom time is me time. So what I do is I check in with my body and ask myself, how am I doing? How am I feeling? I'm going to put my hand on my heart. I'm going to do some deep breathing, and I'm going to self-soothe. I practice kind self-talk and compassion. So yeah, let's say I make a mistake. Let's say I fuck up. Let's say I got through work and I should have done something better, and now I'm home and I'm beating myself up about it. That's the moment you want to pivot and say, you know what? I'm enough. I'm okay. It's going to be okay. I am worthy of the effort too. Anything you want is going to take effort. The only thing that doesn't take effort is to stay in the comfort zone. So you have to decide that I'm worthy of the effort too. I honor myself in love and respect and connection by. And it might be that you want to write this down, because we're going to go over all the self-love and self-care practices in a minute of how you can love, respect, and connect to yourself. Maybe it's through affirmations, maybe it's gratitude, maybe it's hand on heart, maybe it's a mantra, maybe it's exercise. There's so many ways we can do this. So I think it's in the next slide that we're going to go over all the different ways that you can really show up for yourself. I practice self-forgiveness for my past mistakes and choose to love and accept myself going forward, learning the wisdom my past has taught me. So Carolyn Myss is an intuitive healer, intuitive medic. And so what she said in one of her TED Talks, I don't know if it was a TED Talk. Anyway, she said, we only have two choices in life. We can either choose woe or we can choose wisdom. Self-forgiveness is not about saying the things that I did are okay. Self-forgiveness is recognizing who I don't want to be anymore, what behaviors don't want to continue, so I can learn the wisdom of that and go forward and choose love. That's self-forgiveness. We are, as human beings, are going to make mistakes. We're going to hurt people. We're going to react. We're going to do things that are stupid. How fast can I love and accept myself and learn from the wisdom of integrating my shadow rather than denying it and staying in shame? That's huge. I focus on what I appreciate and what I can be grateful for. That's everything. If you can't find something self-loving to say to yourself, or you can't find something to be positive about, I totally am with you. I was there, years ago. I just focus on, in the present moment, what's one thing I could be grateful for. If I can just stop shaming myself and complaining, I can focus on what I can appreciate and be grateful for, and that will ultimately raise my self-esteem, my self-image, and it will help me feel safer in the world and to do what I need to do to be better about it. So again, go ahead and pause this video and write down the self-love beliefs you want to reinforce. And then these are going to be examples of self-love in practice. So what we really want to do is it's really important that we have better sleep hygiene. I like to wake up earlier to feel refreshed. Part of better sleep hygiene is obviously reducing your caffeine, right? Maybe setting an alarm to get to bed a little bit earlier, reducing how much news and violent TV we watch. And then you wake up feeling better, feeling refreshed, feeling clear, especially if you are someone who struggles with anxiety. It might be that you want to have better sleep hygiene, wake up a little bit earlier, and then focus on all the things you can tackle. Anxiety reduces when we do things about it rather than just think of worst case scenarios, or focusing on what I can control and what I can't control. But I find that early in the morning, that's the time you can do your exercises. That's the time that you can really connect to yourself. You can meditate, do all the things that make you feel refreshed, alive, and rejuvenated. Journaling. Journaling is huge. When you put pen to paper, it's called that ideomotor response. It goes directly into the subconscious mind. In the magic 30 minutes after you wake up and 30 minutes before you go to sleep, this is a great time to write out your affirmations. This is a great time to write down your gratitudes and happenings. So what we call happenings are the synchronistic miracles that happen throughout the day. If you don't believe in law of attraction, that's okay. We have what's called the reticular activation system function in the brain. It just means whatever I focus on, the brain produces more of it. So when I write down the good things that happen to me throughout the day, or the little miracles that happen to me throughout the day, I am priming my brain to focus on more of that. I'm creating that electromagnetic field to attract more of that into my experience, which just makes the day a lot more fun to live, to be honest. Hand on heart practices of checking in. This is one of my favorite practices. I do this subconsciously now. So what you do is you just put your hand on your heart, or you can put both hands on your heart, and you leave it there. And what this does, it sends the same electrochemical signal to the brain as if you're getting a hug from someone you love. You are literally hugging and loving yourself. And I do this all the time, but most of the time when I do this is when I go to the bathroom. I'm someone who has a lot of anxiety, and I get stuck in my head a lot. And so I use this practice throughout the day. If I find myself getting a little stressed, I'll go to the bathroom, I'll put my hand on my heart, and I'll feel my body start to let go of that tension and that stress. Very important to listen to our intuition and say no when it's not a full yes, right? So really getting clear and really slowing down and recognizing what's a full no and what's a full yes. And this is going to come back to doing that boundaries and getting clear. If my body is reacting when someone wants something from me, that's my pain body saying, I don't like this. So it's my responsibility to honor that and say no. Ho'oponopono prayer, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you, is from the Kuna tradition of Hawaii. And basically what this prayer is, it's so beautiful. I use it as a mantra. It cleanses shame and it gets us back into alignment. So I'll use this prayer when I get triggered, when I'm scared. I'll use this prayer when I'm about to have a client, when I'm about to go into a certain experience. And I think of it as cleansing the energy, cleansing myself, cleansing the energy around me. Listen to music, create art, cook. These are just like those creative, loving states of being. Remember, like our society is very masculine. It's very doing. We really, what I like to cultivate is the feminine, is to get into that creative, loving, nurturing acts of creativity. And music, art, or cooking are really beautiful ways of doing that. So moving the body in baby steps, just by doing a little bit every day, or walking or hiking, doing any types of exercise, yoga, tai chi, or self-defense classes, just meet yourself where you're at with connecting to the body. If you're somebody who doesn't exercise a lot, it might be that you just move a little bit every day. And if you're somebody who's very active, you might want to, master something like tai chi or jujitsu. And if you are somebody who has a lot of anxiety or a lot of fear, taking self-defense classes to get stronger in your body is highly recommended. Practicing grounding techniques. I am safe. I am here. I am present. If you are somebody who struggles with panic attacks or a lot of anxiety, there's nothing really going on except what the imagination is creating, and usually it's a nightmare. So we really want to get grounded in our body by practicing really feeling like, okay, I'm sitting here in this chair, I'm feeling my pants, I'm feeling my clothes, I'm feeling the solid floor beneath me, I can see my feet on the floor. You really want to get grounded and practice on being right here, right now. To help with the sleep hygiene, hot baths to relax in the evening are really lovely. They also reduce stress. Or cold showers in the morning when I want to wake up. This actually raises dopamine levels. I am not one to take cold showers, but I have a lot of clients who love to take cold showers, and if that works for you, get it. I also have clients who'll go to the beach and do cold plunges at the beach. I think they're incredible. I really like my hot baths. That's just me. Okay. Meditation, self-hypnosis, and prayer as a discipline. So there was a study that was done that by doing one of these can reduce the amygdala that holds all of our anxiety, our PTSD, our depression, our ADHD, all that stuff. It actually reduces after 8 months. So if you can get to 20 minutes of meditation, self-hypnosis, or prayer every day, you will see significant changes. But I've seen significant changes within myself and my clients a lot sooner than 8 months. Really, it's just maybe a week or two, and you can really tell. I think the hardest part about this is the discipline aspect of it, creating the time to do it, and then to be able to sit in the discomfort without going and doing that. So I have this great technique called when and then. When I do my meditation and my prayer and my self-hypnosis, then I get my cup of coffee. When I do my meditation, my self-hypnosis, my prayer, then I go on my phone. So these are the little things. It's called delayed gratification. Time blocks for alone time and community, because both are important. We absolutely need both of these. Okay, community is what is essentially that belonging factor, which is so important. So alone time is how I get to know my values. I get to know what's important to me. I get to know what brings me joy, what brings my spirit alive. So when I get into community, I'm in community with people who are aligned to my values. But if I'm constantly in community, I don't know who I am. And if I'm constantly alone, I'm in isolation. And we all need community. We all need connection. And most importantly, we need connection to ourselves. So this is this was inspired by Dr. Joe Dispenza. How to create a self-love belief in your favor. So the mind and body are one. There is no mind or body. It is a oneness. And this is the equation that I used a few years ago to completely change my life based on Dr. Joe Dispenza's research. So the mind is 5% of our power. That is the thought we think and the intention we set for ourselves. For example, I am enough. I appreciate myself, or I accept myself. I'm going to be kind to myself today. I'm going to love and honor myself. I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to eat a little bit healthier. That's about 5% of our power. The real power comes into the body. It comes into our feelings and our actions. So when you have an affirmation, or when you have an intention of what you want, or you have that thought, it's really, really important that you get the body connected to it. That's why meditation, hypnosis, and prayer are so powerful, because you are connecting mind and body as the one. And so you really want to create that feeling and get put into action. So some examples of feeling of putting into action is that deep breathing. Feeling that gratitude, practicing hand on heart, really milking that shit, really getting into that feeling state. That's what's going to create the state of being to change your entire life. Now, the thing about this is this is very simple equation. The hardest part about this is the repetition, because you can't create a belief. Think about it. How long have you been reinforcing your limiting beliefs? How comfortable are you with your familiar limiting beliefs? You don't even recognize that they're limiting. They're just so normalized. So it takes a little time to practice creating a new belief, and the subconscious mind goes, oh, okay, I get it. Now this is really what you want. So you have to repeat this. You have to practice this every day. Now, again, in his book, he talks about, Dr. Joe Dispenza says, we have 60,000 to 70,000 thoughts throughout the day. So that means to me, I have 60,000 to 70,000 opportunities to change my entire life. All it takes is that one thought and to practice that one action or that one feeling over and over and over and over again. And the thing is that we are going to react. We are going to get in fear. We are going to have these limiting beliefs pop up. We are going to have doubts, and life is going to throw things at us like a curveball. That's okay. I don't want to be rigid in it. I want to recognize myself going back to the old way of being, catch myself as fast as possible, and then pivot and align myself to who I do want to be. That's the key to success. The key to success is how fast can I catch myself reacting in my old state of being until I can pivot and connect to my new state of being. And this is what comes down to that worthy of the effort. This comes back down to the I'm worthy of love, respect, and connection. This is about focusing on what I want to be true, because I think we get to a certain point in our lives when we're sick and tired of being sick and tired, and we're going to do whatever we can do to create a new life for ourselves. So this is the equation that I practice. And what I do is I in the morning, I will set an intention. I'll choose my affirmation. And if I'm not feeling good, I'll just practice Ho'oponopono prayer. That might be enough for me. And usually the feeling in my body might be that I'm going to practice feeling calm. I'm going to focus on what things can I be grateful for. And I'll practice hand on heart. And then throughout the day, every time I go to the bathroom, that's my check-in point. I practice, saying Ho'oponopono prayer. I'll put hand on heart and release all those tensions. And then at the end of the night, I take a moment and I review. And I ask myself, when did I fall from grace? Meaning, when did I react? When did I fall back into those limiting beliefs? And maybe I'll even rewrite the day as if I did show up in my self-love. I'll rewrite the day, because the subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between real and imagined. So we really want to reinforce what we do want, because it's all imagination anyway. So this is how you're going to create your self-love belief in your favor. And remember, you have to repeat it. You have 60,000, 70,000 opportunities to create a life that you're going to fall in love with. All right, guys. So this is the moment you've all been waiting for. This is the time we're going to do that self-love hypnosis. You've gotten very clear on what beliefs you want to let go of. That's going to help you in your journey today, and you know exactly what belief you want to reinforce. It's going to help you with that hypnosis journey for today. This hypnosis journey has been inspired by the fabulous Cheryl O'Neill. I will be using her scripts from her therapeutic imagery journey from Hypnosis Motivation Institute. So I want to give credit where credit is due. She is a fantastic hypnotherapist and teacher. She was my mentor, and I will be using her journeys for today to help you create a better life for yourself. So at this point, if you'd like to pause the video and get your music set up, have that playing in the background, or you can just continue and allow my voice to just carry you into this journey. Now, if you are driving, do not listen to this recording. Make sure you're in a safe and comfortable environment with minimal distractions. I even would recommend making sure that your head and neck are supported. The more you can get comfortable, the better the experience is. And all hypnosis is self-hypnosis. I have no mind control powers. If you don't like the experience, you can obviously open your eyes, say your name, you will be out of it. Really what this is I'm going to say really nice things to you. The more power you give to this, the more effect it will have. You are the most suggestible to what you give power to. Okay? So enjoy this experience. So settling into the solid support beneath you, I'm going to invite you to close your eyes if you haven't already. And let's start by taking in 3 big deep breaths. slowly and deeply. Three big deep breaths, as slowly and as deeply as you can. For these are the breaths that signal it's time to go within. This is your time, as there's nothing to do. There's nowhere to be. There's nothing to figure out. You are in the right place, in the right time, doing exactly what you need to be doing for a greater healing to occur. And in some way, doubts and stresses and fears are too piled up, and it's in too much of a bunch. This is a time where clearing can happen. For accessing a state of comfort like this, the door of the imagination opens, and images can come forward to help in an easy release. Because perhaps now, somehow is different. Perhaps there's a tentative readiness to possibly think about another idea. A time to really let go, to regroup, to engage and become calm and peaceful again in the whole being. They say that there's an energy to connect to, an energy that is purely positive. Can you imagine a pure positive energy that is always flowing, flowing like a river through life, ever constant, always there? Wouldn't it be nice to connect to this energy? Wondering about it might recall some sensory awareness to the good, the positive, and the true. To imagine, dream, and allow, what if this pure positive energy, ever constant, always flowing, could flow right into the soles of your feet, flowing through feet and toes, ankles and calves, melting away any stresses or tensions. Flowing in through thighs, hips, stomach muscles. Every breath is connecting you to this pure positive energy more deeply, more fully. Whatever stress or tensions that have been piled up on the shoulders, let them flow away in an easy release. Let it be carried away by this pure positive energy. Down the arms, low arms, wrists, hands, and fingers. Imagining that this pure positive energy is just drifting away any tensions or negatives far, far, far away. Flowing down the back muscles, tendons and fibers. You may find that the more you can let go, the more comfortable you feel. And the more comfortable you feel, the easier it is to let it all go. In a moment or two, I'm going to count backwards from 5 to 0. And I invite you to allow yourself to experience this deeper comfort. The choice is always yours. As the neck is the first to tense and the last to release, really allowing those neck muscles to soften and unwind. Over the head, down the forehead, the eyes, the jaw muscles, the facial muscles are releasing, relaxing, and letting go. To imagine that this source of pure positive energy is always no ending, no beginning. Perhaps imagining as it flows right above you, it flows right back in you, so that you are fully engaged with it. To let it take away what is no longer wanted or needed. To feel yourself becoming restored, replenished, and refreshed with every breath going deeper now. At 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. Deep sleep. Going deeper, drifting deeper, sinking deeper and deeper into an awareness of yourself. Drifting deeper now, focusing within as the senses begin to heighten. It's time to get a sense of that belief that's been hanging around a long time. That belief that is no longer wanted or needed. To know what it is. This is the belief that someone would say, I've had enough of this. Whatever that belief is, even to have a lot less of it, or even perhaps just to be completely done. What if the imagination door could open so wide that the idea, the thought that someone could imagine reaching right inside the mind and taking this belief out? Like through the imagination, this belief could be let go of. Can you imagine reaching right in, deep inside the mind, reaching it and pulling it right out? And in that moment of release, imagining that pure positive energy immediately comes and releases it away, taking it far, far, far away, transforming this energy to a better place. Imagine that pure positive energy transforms the issue into the positive, leaving lots of room for imagining, floating right up the pure positive energy path, floating up in this positive energy, being cleansed and cleared, cleansing and clear after the letting go. It could be interesting to imagine floating in this pure positive energy. Cleansing and clearing extends to being at the top of a beautiful symbolic staircase. Being soaked in this pure positive energy, being refreshed, restored, and back into alignment with your truth. And I want you to now remember the belief you want to reinforce. And we're going to invite this pure positive energy with creating an image that supports this new belief. What has been removed is now being replaced with the belief and an image that will support you. Let the imagination come forward with this new replacement belief and image in a way that makes sense, in an easy and effortless way. The pure positive energy and the imagination are working together to help reinforce what is wanted and needed. Imagine that this new image that supports this new belief could be grabbed and placed right where the old was pulled out. What if that could happen? To replace the old with this new image, this new belief, this new feeling. To continue with this imagining, to let this new image that supports your belief grow and expand and fill the whole being right down to the cellular level. Then imagine it can move into the mind space all around the whole being, so there is a sense of being filled and surrounded by it. And with every step down this staircase, we are going to reinforce this belief, this experience, and it's going to become stronger in a more determined and positive way that affects you and your entire life for the better. Stepping down now at 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. Deep sleep. Going deeper, drifting deeper, sinking so much deeper and deeper. For we are reinforcing and you are being filled by and surrounded by this new image, which is no longer going to be new. You will find that it becomes comfortable, familiar. It just is part of your experience of being alive. And I want you to imagine now drifting into the center, into the middle of your being. Drifting down into the center of yourself. Imagine sitting down inside this belief. Sitting inside of this image. And inside of this image that is within and all around, really getting to know it. How does it improve your life? What is the energy of it? What does the world look like from this new perspective? Just really getting to know it for a moment or two. As you are sitting within it, yet it also resides within you. and you are becoming embraced by it. And imagining you are embracing it right back. And feeling the fullness of it rising up within, owning it completely. For the more rise you give it, the more it becomes. And this belief is still within, calm, comfortable, peaceful, and secure. For in the days, the weeks, the months to come, you will find yourself nurturing this belief. You will find it influencing every part of your life for the better. You will find you are falling more in love with yourself and the life you are creating. You'll find that you are feeling stronger, more resilient, calm, and secure. Everything is better now, within, without. For this belief is going to help you do its good work by bringing greater relief, comfort, and security. You'll find that it's easy, effortless, and enjoyable to reinforce this belief. And anything that doesn't support this will be very sweetly, very gently vented out in early morning venting dreams. At 0, going deeper, reinforcing the positives. You are blocked from negatives, including from yourself. At 1, taking in a deep cleansing breath in and release when ready. 2, feeling a greater sense of well-being. 3 is a very magical number. Each and every time you see the number 3, it reinforces, I am enough within you. 4, feeling wonderful where you placed yourself, the room you're in. And 5, eyes open, wide awake. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, eyes open, wide awake. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, eyes open, wide awake. Thank you guys so much for watching and tuning into Self-Love Hypnosis. My name is Rebecca. Please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, to this video. Please tell your friends and family about it. Helping me support my little business would be greatly appreciative. I take clients. You can go to my website at thriveandlifehypnosis.com. And if you have any questions, go ahead and DM me, email me. I love engagement. I love talking to people, and you can get notified on upcoming events. So please like, subscribe. Thank you for honoring yourself today, taking the time to do this for yourself. Go ahead and listen to it as much as you want, and go ahead and share it with people that you love. Sending lots of love and grace, everyone. Thank you.